That sounds way better than the Smack Shack.
Yo,
I forgot where your shit shack is.
I'll ping you. What's your PayPal?
534. Oh my god, you reminded me of the Smack Shack. Oh, the simpler times, Kevin.
The Smack Shack?
Yeah, remember when I used to have that fucking blue trailer?
Oh yeah. With all the money, all the moonshine shit on the ground. I remember.
Yeah. Oh, the early days. I remember your shack too. Your fucking rip-off of a house. Okay. I'm at the front.
Yeah, there's been some upgrades since then. Okay, I got.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the front. Oh, Kevin, I'm sorry to hear what happened. Oh,
I mean, listen, I had every opportunity to walk it back, but I decided I didn't want to. So
shit,
I
what's
moved
going
on
on
with my life.
here? Ooh la la. Oh, it's still fucking. This is a scam. This place is a fucking scam. Holy shit.
What are you talking about? Oh, with the size?
Yeah, the size, man.
Yeah, basically, this is my own little private crypto collection. Trying to maybe get up to like a couple $100 coin a day and
How much
see
you
what's
making now?
possible. I think it's like 30,
No, it's not
20,
bad.
30.
Like, you're completely solo now, though, no?
Yeah. 25 a day.
That's fine for solo dolo.
Yeah, I can kind of do shit like if I wanted to, you know?
Um, fucking, if you don't mind me asking, bud, what bloody fucking
So,
happened, mate?
I mean, how much tea do you want, Dundee?
Whatever you're willing to give, my friend.
I'll give you pretty much the whole story. Um, Basically, I mean, like you said, I was with these guys for a very long time. I was with some of them way back. We come around, we did this whole gang shit for 6 months. 3 months into it, AK Ming and Forehead say that they're the leaders, which is fine because that was the rule that they kind of like filled in as the group came together. But initially, nobody really talked about it, but we kind of just glazed over that. Time goes on. There's a certain member in the group who causes issues pretty consistently. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Do you know who Future is?
Oh yeah, I know Future. He sold me a hot gun.
Yeah, I mean, he causes issues inside the group and outside of the group. The outside the group issues, it kind of is what it is. The inside the group issues are it's like more of a problem, I think. Um, One day, Forehead decides to call me because I own his business, like the noodle shop. Calls me to, I guess, reprimand Future. I tell him, listen, if I go down to this location to discipline this guy, I'm probably gonna fire him and or send him off duty. And I make sure and confirm with Forehead that it's okay, right? As far as essentially creating this tension that we both know is gonna come as a result of me doing this to him. I go down there, I fire him. We get into like an argument inside of the restaurant stall, the back office. The next day, Forehead then proceeds to press me about one comment of the 35 comments I made to Future inside of the situation or whatever. That comment being that he finessed money and he used that money to buy more money, essentially stealing from the gang or whatever. But in my head, Forehead like put me in the situation, and one little comment I made shouldn't have been a big issue because he should have my back. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy's only heated because of what he asked me to do. That was kind of like strike one, right? A couple weeks go by, I think, and
It's always good because I made it my
Future
breakfast.
had basically
Zach, get your
declared that he was
popcorn.
going to make it his life mission to make sure that the gang leaders remove the business from my name. And granted, in the
Hold
2
on,
weeks
huh?
of me having that business, yeah, basically that was his like life mission. And then like the 2 or
Popcorn
3
time.
weeks of me having the business, we paid off $500,000 in debt and generated like 1.2 million, right? Fast forward, there's some random thing that happens on Twitter where Larry tweets out like "Die Kevin," like ironically as a joke, and then Future retweets it unironically. And I'm like, okay, I see what's
Ooh.
happening here. Yeah. And then Carmela tweets out something about like she wants somebody to buy her like the mansion or something, and then I tweet at Future like, oh, this guy, I ask him because he spent 500K on a house that he doesn't even live in or some shit for some girl, some random girl that he's not even in a relationship with, and then he just started spam tweeting the "Die Kevin" at me. And then the next day,
Dude's problem,
there's like
man.
some shit. Wait, say that again, sorry.
What the fuck was that guy's problem?
I don't know, but mean, I know what it is. It's like a buildup. Usually, if somebody slights him, even in like the smallest way, he'll just kind of hold on to it, and he'll run like a multi-month marketing campaign because he just kind of sits around in the car with Forehead all day, complaining to him and everybody else who'd listen. Like I've seen it happen in Gulag Gang. I've seen it happen. I've heard about it happening with other people inside of the Besties. It was just my turn, essentially, is what it comes down to, right? But yeah, so this like water drama happens where he's like going at it with the manor. He's a hanger on in the gang.
Thank you, man.
Point. Like Forehead demoted him to being a hanger on because he fucked up or whatever.
What the fuck?
And he's tweeting crazy. Yeah, I mean, this was like the first time that Forehead had disciplined Future in the entire time that I've like been in the gang with them collectively. But what I later found out was that when he got demoted, he didn't really come around for like a week, and Forehead has a soft spot for Future, so he kind of made his punishment more cosmetic. So instead of him actually needing to run the route as a hanger on, he kind of just assumed his old role. But yeah, so the manor shit happens. He's inciting with them. He's texting James Mauldin, and James Mauldin at this point is like in my at the plaza parking lot.
60 months, man.
Because they like buy ingredients from me and shit, right? For the moonshine or whatever. And he's like texting like, oh, I heard you guys got packed up by Hydra. Won't be the last time or some shit like that. And they just come out of a war with Hydra like that day or the day before. So James just asked me like, oh, do you know anything about Future? Blah, blah, blah. And the day before I had tweeted out the 500K shit or whatever. So I assumed everybody kind of, I knew this whole thing. So it's like, oh, do you know about the house shit? And then they took that information and they made like an AI generated photo of Future in an Iron Man suit outside of a house that he's like locked out of or some shit. It was fucking crazy work. And it got under his skin, and he showed up to the business and just started fucking screaming in front of like a bunch of random people. And I was like, yeah, that should happen. And what? And then he left, and I tweeted out, Hangarounds be acting crazy. And then out of nowhere, Flippy just decides to like chime into something that he had nothing to do with and nobody had like spoke to him about. And then I just proceed to go at it with Hydra for like an hour. And then the next day, there's like a meeting about it, and it was like the next day or the next couple days, and essentially it's me and like the other 3 leaders of that gang, and the conclusion that they came to was like, yeah, Future acts a certain way, but Future will be Future, and I was kind of just told like I got to be the bigger man in these situations. Come to me, deal with it. Yeah, exactly. And it was also like, it was a little disingenuous too, right? Because the people saying that, oh, I should have brought it to them, were people that hadn't been around for like 2 months, or they were around 2 days in the last 2 months. And it's like, how am I supposed to like reasonably expect these guys to deal with situations where they're not even in the city? You know what I'm saying? And the guy who is in the city, who is a leader, who could deal with it, doesn't give a fuck. Or when he does and tries to deal with it, he can't because he's not willing to like follow through with punishment because he has a friendship there. You know what I'm saying? But we have that meeting, and then I leave that meeting under the assumption that like, okay, they're gonna talk amongst themselves. They're gonna come up with a punishment. Maybe we'll think about a way to like keep this force in check, at least internally, just because like, I understand people want the loud guy who shoots and drives on the streets pressing people, right? Like I get that, but like that energy inside of a group that's trying to like work towards mutual goals just doesn't work. The week goes by. I have a meeting with Forehead and Ming. And I just got told that the next time he fucks up, he's going to do sanitation. And if I fuck up with him, like if I go back and forth with him, then I also have to do sanitation, which was just like the most depressing shit to hear in that moment. Because one, they were just going to let him slide on the past shit of him like retweeting Flippy, threatening to shoot me type shit.
That's fucked up. He's literally going after one of the gang's own members. If I saw that in my club, I'd kill the person who retweeted it. What the fuck? Your team.
Yeah. There was like a really disingenuous false like equivalence drawn between me and Future where I'm tweeting out like a SpongeBob meme, like literal SpongeBob memes, and this guy's retweeting Flippy threatening to shoot me, and like nobody saw the problem there, that one is one is inciting violence and the other is like a joke because this guy's an idiot and dropped 200K on the floor when he was at the V. You know what I'm saying? Like
he dropped 200K on the floor at the V.
I assume it's the V, but that's how this story goes. He dropped 200K, and I guess the manor picked it up or some shit. And that's what that war kind of like was kind of about, but kind of not really.
Thank Thank God
But
I
yeah,
check my
they went to.
pockets every time, man, because you wouldn't catch me doing that bag fumble.
I mean, it's just a fucking like it is like stupid shit. Like
Yeah,
you're
Chuckle,
at the
thank you,
guy
man.
to get the money. How do you leave without the money? Like that is some crazy shit.
Yo,
My
Chuckle,
opinion.
thanks for the 25 months, man.
In any case, the story kind of goes on that this whole time, I'm having these conversations with the leaders, right? And before they come back with the sandy shit, they tell me after the first meeting with the three of us or four of us, they call me asking to transfer properties.
Thank you, Chuckle.
Right? So like in my head, I speak out about future. He escalated. He started it. I escalated. He continued to escalate it, but I'm the one who's getting like reined in a little bit, right? Because at this point, I had pretty much the entire gang's like 6 months of work in my name, and I articulated like, hey, this is like kind of a sus timing. You know what I'm saying? Like I speak out about future, and all of a sudden everybody wants to take the properties. What the fuck's going on here? And I never got like a satisfying answer other than, I mean, Kevin, you got to think about it from our perspective. One of our members says something, and we have to take all the things.
Yeah,
It just doesn't make sense.
Chuckle,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Thank you.
It's people working backwards from their conclusion, their own paranoia driving their decision making, and in that, it makes me feel like they're not like the best of leaders necessarily, because they don't have like trust in the people that have kind of been there from day one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally fucking cold people trying to get people to do this whole gang shit before they took the initiative to actually get it done. Granted, I didn't have the gravity and weight behind me to make it happen myself, but I was there at the fucking start of this whole shit. And yeah,
fucking that sucks, bro. Fucking I think I've met Future and I've met Forehead a couple of times, and I didn't have anything against them. I liked both of them, but I could tell immediately looking at you and how you act compared to Future and Forehead. I can guarantee you Forehead likes Future a lot because they're very similar in personality type, right? The chemistry is off the walls. It's like me and Kelly, right? I fucking love Kelly. James Kelly, the death, a friend of mine. And he's a shit stirrer, but I have a soft spot for him. And I hate having to reel him in sometimes. And it pisses me off when I have to. And sometimes I just let things slide when I really shouldn't. And it's frustrating. But fucking, it sounds like they fucked themselves, bro, because they got rid of their moneymaker and now they have an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even necessarily get rid of me, right? Like every time I talked to Forehead, like when he took the last business, I was like, all right, where are we gonna do this? Like, blood me out now. And he's like, oh, Kevin, out of respect, you know, I'm gonna give you 24 hours to think about it because people, you know, they say things in the moment, they might regret it later, yada yada yada. And then I'm gonna be honest, I had already made up my mind, I think subconsciously, when they decided to start taking the properties, right? Because I kind of needed some of that shit, like the fucking lockpick blueprint, for instance. Like I needed that shit to run my mechanic shop. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a driving factor to what I'm doing when I'm around. But like, it wasn't a priority to get me back in it. You know what I'm saying? Like they took the shit and they never made an effort to make me feel like I was still a part of the group. So when I left kind of with that same energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you all your shit back. Now we're in this position where I still have 3 buildings, 3 commercial properties in the heart of Little Seoul, and I have 2 different people in leadership of that gang who have very different opinions about what happens next, right? So to spell it out for you, this stays between me and you, right, Dundee?
Of course.
To spell it out for you, right? I have Forehead on one end saying, sell me the property for $600,000 or pay $150,000 a week in taxes to the gang, right? Do that or die essentially is like the threat. And then I have Ming, who's like actually quite a bit more reasonable. He's like, let the gang use one of the facilities during the EU hours, give us the seeds, so that they can keep their shit going. And then if and when they find a property somewhere else, they will swap me for the Little Soul properties because they only care about it because it's in Little Soul, right? Now there isn't a decision, and we're just kind of like waiting in limbo because Ming needs to talk to Forehead and the other guys to get an agreement, but like the delta is just fucking massive. And it's always been that way, low-key. Like inside the gang, there are always very different understandings on how to proceed with things.
It'll just be a matter of time until it crumble. It's a crack. It's a problem. I've seen it happen before. Every gang goes through it. No one's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I had this conversation with Forehead about like the options, right? Like it was like a 20-minute conversation. By the end of it, it got a little spicy. And one of the options was like, all right, I'm gonna just not do anything with these properties for 6 months, and I'm gonna just wait for Future to destroy the gang because I actually don't think you have the ability to rein him in, and it's eventually gonna clown.
Oh, I need another mug. Oh, after you said that, my thing is overfilled. Is it an emergency?
Hey, you guys want some, huh? Take him out on the boys.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Take him out.
Fuck. Boys need me. Look. Fuck. You around long today?
Probably around another like hour and a half, maybe.
Hey, you're not around these times, are you?
I mean, I've been trying to go to sleep like 6-7 hours into the
I'm getting chased. We have spot for one. Do you want to come pick cops?
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming.
You want? I mean, you don't have to, but we can get out.
I'll come. What's the
radio? 111.9.
Okay, I'm coming from Sandy.
All right, hurry up, Dundee.
I'm coming.
All right, see you on the radio. We're in the city.
See ya. For you around these times, bro, I'd just straight up say, hey, man, there's a slot for you. Because fucking I've always loved the fuck out of you, Kevin. From the boat days to the fucking the laundry days, you know? Fucking, I'm sorry, you are a talented soul who I know will very quickly find a lovely home. I just wish it was my gang. But I know you're not around during my times.
I appreciate that, Dundee. I'm my schedule is flexible, but yeah, I gotta see. You know, the body's still warm, as they say.
Just hold on everything that you do, all right? If you need any help from me, now I'm not gonna go to war, but if you need a place to stay, you need a car to drive, you need like, I doubt you need money, but you need help. Just send me a text and I'll do what I can to give it to you. Yeah.
Actually, let me ask you: do you have any like industrial properties that I could potentially rent out for a little bit? I need a farming. I need to get my farming up and running in case I can't work out a little soul.
Funny you say that. We had a commercial property that was meant to be sold to one of us, but the guy sold it to a different gang in Vespucci. Not happy. Got to deal with that one. So I was meant to be able to say yes to that, but now I can't. Good luck, Kevin. I appreciate you. Oh, bro, no way, bro. Kevin is another Kyber, bro. There's no way the Besties has got rid of their Kyber, man. I wish he was around these hours, bro.